Alright, what's up guys? In this video we're going to pick up some multivariable calculus, and we're going to be talking about vector value functions and how to evaluate a vector function using a definite integral. So I'm going to evaluate the vector value function from 0 to 9. We got 2ti plus t squared j plus 6k dt. Alright, so integrating a vector function or vector value function is not hard at all. However, your answer has to be written a certain way. So let me remind you of how to do that. So if I have the integral from a to b of some vector value function, r sub 1 of t plus r sub 2 of t plus r sub 3 of t dt, then I know I can just use some basic definite integral properties and evaluate the integral by breaking it up. So I can evaluate the integral from a to b, and it'll be r sub 1 of t dt plus the integral from a to b, and it'll be r sub 2 of t dt, and then the last one is going to be the definite integral from a to b. It's going to be r sub 3 of t dt. So it's basically an extension of the definite integral properties that you learn about in Calc 2 to these vector value functions. Okay, so let's do it. So this is what we have, and I'm going to write it all out for you to see. All right, so here's how you write it. You write it as the integral from 0 to 9. This would be 2t dt plus the integral from 0 to 9. This would be t squared dt and then this will be plus the integral from 0 to 9, and this will end up being 6 dt. So that's how you want to set it up. And then from there, it's just simple integration. We have zeros for our lower limit of integration. That makes the integration very easy. Anytime 0 is the lower limit or 1 is the lower limit, that makes the integral easier than if it were some other number there. So just be careful with that. So what do we get? So we'll have 2 times t squared over 2. We could basically cancel out the 2's, and we would have to substitute in from 0 to 9. But again, when we plug in the 0, we're not taking anything away. And so when we do that, we're just going to get 81. Now don't forget to put an I behind it. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning. Your answer has to be written this way, so in the form of that it was given to you. So we took care of that first part. Then here we got from 0 to 9, we got t squared dt, so that's going to be t cubed over 3. Now we know we'll stick in the 9, so that's basically going to be 9 cubed, which is 729. You would then have to divide by 3, and if you did that, then you would get 243. So this would be plus 243j. And then over here, this would be 6 dt, so that's obviously going to be 6 times t from 0 to 9. That's obviously going to be 54. And don't forget to put the k behind it. So for your final answer, you need to make sure you write it out in the form that it's supposed to be written in. You do not sum up these numbers, you just write it in this form. So when you're integrating from 0 to 9, we got a vector function 2ti plus t squared j plus 6k dt. You write your answer as 81i plus 243j plus 54k. That is your answer. So let me circle that for you. All right, as you can see, it's pretty easy. So if you have any questions about this, I'll be more than happy to explain it further. You guys take care. I'll see you next time.